Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, can I quote one of my favorite video game bosses?
Yeah, sure.
Who do you think it is?
Sephiroth.
No. So, you like Suikoden?
Oh, I see what this is.
So, you like Suikoden?
You enjoy role-playing games, Eric. Did you hear who won the poll for Season 4? We haven't talked about this in a public venue yet, unless you follow us on the social media or patreon.com/retroam.
You mean the season debuting in 5 weeks from now?
Yeah, roughly 5 weeks from now. We
Okay.
don't know that, but sometime soon, as soon as this Final Fantasy thing is over with, we're going to do Suikoden.
Do we have to open that rather than the secret sound being like a save chime? It's just Psycho Mantis saying you like Suikoden?
It should be part of it, but as soon as you play the game and press a button, you will know what the chime should be.
Okay. All right.
It should become obvious to you. And even if you don't pick the right one, the regular press start ones are pretty good. We're covering Suikoden 1 and Suikoden 2. We need to name our characters uniformly. You can't name your character Darius Rucker because the fandom uses the novelization names of the main characters, so we have to use those.
Well, that's why there's two of us, Chris.
Well,
you can be canon, and I'll have fun with the game.
Okay, fine. Have fun, Darius McDowell. Would you like to hear some hot sounds that I've recorded, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay.
You enjoy role-playing games.
Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome to Season 3, Disc 3, the third disc of Season 3, covering the game Final Fantasy VIII, as you know. Also, as you know, my name is Chris. Also, as you know, we are joined by Eric. Hey, Eric.
Spitting game into this hot mic, Chris.
Hey, yeah. Good job on blasting them pod sounds into the mic.
How often do you give the mic, like, filter foam thing a good smell?
Not very often. I've been thinking about doing a deep clean down here, so maybe. Oh, we're also joined by the Real Netted Collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. You can also do that if you want at patreon.com/retroam. You can go on Discord and join us for one of these sessions and look at us while we talk.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion, and the brains behind the salary man included for the DLC for Tokyo Jungle.
Initializing Fake Net.
I was also responsible for the Dilophosaurus, the Silky Terrier, and the Giant Moa.
I've never played Tokyo Jungle, but also I love Tokyo Jungle.
I've finished Tokyo Jungle as two different animals, the Pomeranian and a deer, which I think are both the starter animals. Fantastic game, harder than it should be, really weird.
Good. Was that
PS3?
I know it was PS3, but that was that Japan studio.
It was a Japan studio. Fake Net, who actually made that?
Initializing Fake Net.
It was developed by Crispies and Sony's Amalgamous Japan studio. The director was Yohei Kataoka.
I want to say it's the Siren guy, but that's not right.
Okay. Well, thanks, Fake Net.
Thank you, Crisp.
So, Chris, we're doing we're on disc 3. We have our airship.
We're in the middle of doing something very important right now. We have
to go do everything else.
Yeah, we have to go rescue Rinoa, but first we must do everything else in this game that this game has to offer us, I think.
Like, it goes with the whole thing where Rinoa's not unconscious now, so Squall can't officially be worried about her.
Yeah.
So his friends are like, Selphie just stole the ship to go rescue Rinoa immediately, and Squall's like, listen, I saw this like thing on a map. It's in the bottom left corner of the globe since we're on a flat world. We need to go look at that. I want to see if the Shumis finished their statue. I heard there's a space alien. Oh, geez, I need to get cards. Can we get like, we might have to get this airship back. Do you think we can like go like do? They're not going to encase her today. It's penciled in for tomorrow.
Absolutely not. So where are you going to go first?
I want to go finish off this Queen of Cards quest I've been spending the whole game doing, Chris.
Oh, great. Well, I have no notes on that, so the floor is yours.
Okay. Well,
yeah. Are we shuffling and boogieing right now?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Final Fantasy XIV version. I go and find the Queen of Cards in Dole. No, I do not want to play with Lunar rules and your rules. I decline her like 15 times.
Yeah.
I lose my Alexander card to her intentionally. And then I go find that little shit sitting on the floor of the painter's house and win my Alexander card back. Not because I've done that, Chris. The Doom Train card is now available through the Dole pub owner guy in that weird room.
Oh,
we got
yeah.
the siren card. I play him over 200 times. I win every hand. He does not play the card once. This destroys all of my free time on Monday, November 15th, 2021. This is the worst loot box of all time.
Yeah.
I was complaining about this in the real net, and K-Double very kindly pointed out I was supposed to go play the Timber pub owner, not the Dole pub owner.
You dummy.
Yeah.
Stop getting your pubs mixed up.
It's funny how your brain can just fill in the blanks when you check the wiki like 4 times and you just see whatever you want to see.
I have this problem a lot. I end up checking the wiki for the same thing over and over again.
I'm an idiot. I went to Timber and got it from the bar owner there, my 4th try. Then I went to Balam, where the queen now was, and I lost that Doom Train for her because that's the card she desired to give to her father to make another card for me to get.
Yes.
But I had to go get that Doom Train back, Chris. She said she was going to Galbadia, by the way. I was like, all right, fuck it. I don't need you anymore. Go to Galbadia. I don't care. I go to Dole to win my card back from that little shit kid again.
Yeah.
And I don't. And I play him 50 times. I win every time. He never plays the Doom Train card. Do you know why?
Because you were in the wrong town again?
The little kid always has the cards you lose to the queen.
Oh.
But why didn't he have it?
Because you forgot to save?
There are rules, Chris. Remember how I said I sent her to Galbadia and I said I don't care, fuck off?
Yeah.
If you don't send her to Dole, she will not give the card to that kid, and the new card will not be minted. So I had to go back to Galbadia and get her to move to Dole. Do you know how you get the queen to move?
Just it's random, right?
Yeah, well, it's random where she goes. But do you know how to get her to actually move?
No.
She doesn't just move after you play her. You have to lose or win a rare card from her.
Oh.
So she still has my Doom Train. My option is to win that back and then lose it again to her. Not doing that. So I lose my Cypher card to her intentionally.
Okay.
And then she decides to go to Balam. I'm like, fucking shit, reset. I do this over and over again. Eventually, she goes to Dole. There's a 12.5% chance of her to go to Dole, by the way.
Mm-hmm. That's not very
hard
high.
one to hit.
Yeah.
Hard one to hit. Eventually, I went there. I played her shitty kid, got the Doom Train. I play her, and I get my Doom Train, the Cypher card back from her.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did all this to go past, to go to the Presidential Aid in Esther. Because all this allows him to have the Phoenix card.
Really?
Yeah. So then I beat the shit out of him to get the Phoenix card. I am very done with Triple Triad.
Very dumb or done?
Done.
Done.
Stupid.
I'm out.
You have every card?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, I
Ed.
don't have one card yet. We'll get that later.
Oh, yeah. You don't have any more of the... Yes. Gotcha.
Do you know what else happened during this?
Your power went out?
My clock tipped over past 100 hours. You know what happens when that happens?
The game freezes?
The clock turns red and starts over.
Oh, cool. At least it turns red and lets you know.
In my past doing this, I never played that long.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, me neither.
So that was my journey, Chris. Let's talk about a journey we both took now to the Deep Sea Research Center.
Oh, the Deep Sea Research Facility, eh?
The DSRC.
This is, again, one of those fun things that you can find just by flying around on the map, and it's relatively noticeable, right?
It encourages exploration. I mean, it's relatively noticeable, but there's a lot of water, and it's in, if you look at the map as a square, it's in the bottom left.
Yeah,
it's not really, you can actually see it in the garden if you're, for some reason, fucking around down there.
Yeah.
But you can't. You must have a ship to dock, sir.
Yes, of course. So that it kind of reminds me of how much time I spent on the world map just looking for secrets back in the day. Like that.
That's what you did.
That kind of interaction with the game. Disc 3 has very little actual Final Fantasy fighting stuff in it, but exploring the world map is a big part of that. And I think it adds to it.
It's burdened by having to contain all the enemies and all the locations from the entire game.
Yeah.
In addition to like some CG cutscenes. Anyway, it's also not a location on the world map. You have to go manually fly to it every time.
Mm-hmm.
We land here. It has a helipad for the Ragnarok, of course.
Yeah, sounds of waves and birds, right?
Seagulls, sir.
Oh, sorry. Birds are seagulls are birds.
We've landed our ship. No, they're not. They're monsters. In absolute... They steal my fucking Cheetos. In absolute wreckage. The dilapidated structure is a state of total disrepair. Shit is busted and half falling down. Floor has overtaken most of the surface. And we start out on a rickety wooden bridge that leads to some kind of tunnel.
This was the first time that we've already talked about this, but this was the first time that I noticed that the Ragnarok has an awesome dragon face. Because it's very pronounced in this pre-render.
Dragon face and dragon claws. I take a step forward and Rinoa says, "Guys, what is this place?" Squall turns around and says, "I'm not really sure, but I've heard about a mobile island that was used to gather materials from various regions for research. This could be it. I've also heard that this thing was in search of a large draw point somewhere."
Who said that?
Squall.
Oh, I didn't get that.
My note is, hell yeah, buddy, endgame, secret lore, loop dump, Zeboim ass shit.
Yes. Did you have Zell with you at this point in time?
Not at this point.
Okay,
Maybe that's why Squall said that.
Yeah, in my case, something different happens, right?
Yeah, Zell has unique dialogue to explain this shit.
Yeah, he knows this place because Zell is surprisingly a keeper of lore.
We've seen that he's done his homework.
Yeah, definitely.
Times.
Yeah, and remember he was kind of obsessed with the Sorcerer's War, right? Because his grandfather fought in it and stuff like that. There was a rifle in his room, stuff like that. Anyway, Zell knows this place and says that it, quote, Know-It-All Zell is to the rescue again, baby. We can then choose to hear out his story, of course, and we want to hear Zell's story.
Excuse me, ready for a little story time, please.
Oh, yes, of course. This island is most likely that mobile research facility, a.k.a. Battleship Island. He says basically they were trying to develop a draw system like ours. They probably traveled all over the world to gather different energy and materials for research. I don't know how the heck it ended up here, but I heard they did some hardcore research here. They even used GF for experiments. To Science Geek, it was proper noun Treasure Island.
I'd still like how we've got some vestigial forms of the research that went into actually drawing magic, which is a relatively new tech in this world.
Yeah.
Like we have smartphones, they have drawn magic.
Yeah, it's something that Squall and friends can remember always existing, but people that have been around, not so much. After Zell gives his explanation, Squall just kind of looks at him, and Zell's like...
He no-sells it.
Yeah, he's like, Zell is like, do you think I'm BSing? He uses the word BSing. Mm-hmm. And Squall says no, and thinks to himself, maybe he should just give this guy more credit, which, you know what?
He thinks that, but he doesn't do it.
No, he doesn't do it, but at least he's he's teetering on the edge of giving Zell credit for something.
Question here, Chris. Yep. When Zell says they were doing research, who is they? In this global conflict, where are all the people who are doing this shit?
Well, who likes to do research?
Golbadia?
No.
The Shumis?
No.
Hein?
Eshtar?
Yeah, but
they said they love research. They fear nothing. That's the purpose of their state, according to the citizens. Yeah, but it's not like Esther, their GF tech won out. It's not like alternating current versus direct current, right? Like the shit they were trying here did not work. So it had to be somebody competing against Esther's tech, because Esther's an insular nation that, as far as we know, hasn't left Esther. Like the people we thought were Esther people earlier were white seeds. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think they've left Esther since the Sorceress War.
No, absolutely not, because they have a different purpose now. But I did find in the I don't know what you want to call it, the in-game wiki, the thing that you can find in the menu when you...
The tutorial information.
Yeah, when you check Dr. Odine, have you done that?
No.
It says that he is credited for the creation or the discovery of the GF. So I wonder if he was part of this.
That was discovering GF. They used established GF during this.
Yeah, good point. So, yeah,
somebody leaked the nuclear plans to build it.
Weapons tech.
They also called it Battleship Island. Are you familiar with the real Battleship Island?
No.
It's Hashima Island in Japan. It's a small coal mining undersea island that's like the Japanese people used and abandoned, and now it's like a tourist destination type thing. Wikipedia it. It's a neat thing.
Cool.
So it's funny they called it Battleship Island as like a reference to it. So, you go in. Anything else?
No, go in. Junction Place.
Hell yeah, we get to hear Junction again for the first time since that Timber Train.
Probably.
It's a cool song.
Yeah.
It's a massive hollow tree trunk thing. One blown out section of the wall is letting in daylight. The rest is slowly being consumed by nature. Mm-hmm. Squall thinks it looks like it's been abandoned for years, and he wonders what the big blue thing is. I think it's a window, but it's not, Chris. What is it?
It's pulsating wildly. It's, I don't know what it is. Some sort of energy source? Generator, crystal, artificial crystal, GF summoner thing.
It spins around and activates.
Yep.
The gang wonders what this thing is.
The screen goes dim.
Squall wants to check out the core to find more.
Yep.
Text on the screen after a weird sound effect. It says something very haunting.
The blue light leads to death.
Blue rose case.
Turn back. Then, as soon as you take a step, while this thing is glowing...
Pulsing, yeah.
Yes, a random battle ensues.
What'd you get?
It's a game of red light and green light. I got a ruby dragon.
Got Anaconda. Ruby dragon, the thing you fought with Laguna and Kiros.
Yeah, I used this opportunity to stock some additional flares and meteors.
There are quite a few large animals down here in this thing.
Yes.
In this very small room.
Yes. Are these the result of the experiments, or do these things just find this place?
I think they fell out of the moon and started fucking, and this is just where they wound up.
Okay, well, that is how it actually works. So, okay.
So then the thing speaks again once we get super close to it?
Yes.
It says something poetic. You have perceived the resonance?
Yes, of fate.
What's the last resonance you perceived?
The last resonance I perceived, I don't know, like when a kid shit on me.
Okay. Was that today or?
No, they don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I mean like 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
Well, that was a trick question, Chris. The last resonance I perceived was the song Residence in the previous episode.
Great.
It speaks again. So you wish to challenge me. And you can pick, it is not our will to fight. Because that's the only choice.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a battle with a ruby dragon.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to before. I did not encounter it in the randoms.
I see.
Sorry about that.
You played it correctly. Well,
Yes.
I didn't encounter him either because he got Zanset Sukened
Oh, congrats to
in
Odin.
half. Thank you, Odin.
Yeah, thanks.
You win that battle, it speaks again. It asks if you're begging for mercy. And you can pick, yeah, nothing I can do, or never.
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 What'd you pick?
I picked never, of course.
Fuck yeah, I picked never. It back attacks me and I take on another ruby dragon. It speaks again in its voice. It's a weird sound effect. It calls us damned imbeciles, and I was like, ding noise.
Yeah.
Why do you wish to fight? And you can pick for the sake of protecting something, none of your business, or you can use a strategy guide and do what?
A secret blank choice.
Secret blank choice.
Secret blank choice.
Secret choice below. Hidden bottom option. Tricky video game. Chris,
Yeah.
did you remember this?
No, of course not. I don't know if I ever did this before.
It's Chris is experiencing a lot of this game for the first time.
Actually, no, I did it because I know
I was gonna say you finished all your summons.
Yeah. Squall
Well,
thinks
actually,
when you.
you don't have to do this to get all the summons.
Oh, yeah, you can draw them later. You get some
Right,
other
yeah.
opportunities to do so. Anyway, Squall thinks about something. He says, it's our nature. There's no real reason. Maybe we were born only to fight.
Bred to be seeds, to fight, to
Which-
die.
Which, damn, Squall.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty cool theme. Maybe this game should have a theme other than Succession of Witches to explore, and it didn't, but
Well, it has a theme right now. It's the generator hum going on in the background.
thanks, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Birds and seagulls. Music fades and we get some garbling.
Yeah, that's the voice. I've
Yeah.
got several samples we've heard already.
Mm-hmm.
And then the great music, only a plank between one and perdition plays.
Yeah, that's the boss music now. I don't know why. It made me think I was running out of time.
They gave I don't know if this has been battle music. Like, I think wasn't this music playing in Esther during like some kind of assault? Or is that something else?
It happened during a assault.
Okay.
Maybe it could have been a delay. I don't remember.
On-screen text. I am Bahamut, the great GF Bahamut. GF, I using my powers. It is you humans I fear. And when you see I am Bahamut in a Final Fantasy game, you give your longest yeah boy ever.
Yeah.
Battle screen is generators swirling around a black screen like we're inside the Soul 9000.
Of course we are. Spin that wheel.
Chris, you can draw flare from him.
You can. Did you notice that Squall recognized Bahamut in the
No.
dialogue? He was like, oh, the king. He recognized it as the great GF Bahamut.
Sometimes is that the dialogue that appears on the screen while the battle is
During
setting
the
up?
battle.
I miss that
Yeah,
sometimes while
yeah.
I'm typing shit down.
So, yeah, you can draw. Would you say flare?
Well, I said you can draw flare, but I can't because my fucking spells are full. So
Oh, yeah.
I leave flare on the table.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of breaking down magic and things of that nature in order to stock up all my characters.
Things of that nature.
Anyway, I guess what I did, Eric?
You beat the shit out of him.
No, I scanned him.
Oh, I always forget.
Always, of course. So it's a boss battle, I guess, since we're listening to. I'm going to count it. So, which one is it, Eric? 1, 2, or 3?
We need to do a Photoshop on the Twitter account where we scan each of us.
Oh, that's a good
It's a good one. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Number 1, a rare and mysterious GF that is only known through fable, awaiting a challenger in the Deep Sea Research Facility. That's number 1. Number 2, called King of the GF. Its Mega Flare ignores all defense. Gives assistance freely to those who show their power. Or is it number 3, called the King of GF. Its Mega Flare ignores all defense, giving a powerful blow.
It's not the first one because I've played all the Fable games and I've interviewed Peter Molyneux. He didn't say shit about this. And he said
Okay.
the word Fable. Number 2 sounds a bit too long. Number 3 has the word blow at the end, which is a weird way to end a sentence. So it's between 2 and 3. And I think 2 is slightly too specific, and I'm going to go with 3.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect because we are playing Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. If we were playing Final Fantasy VIII on the PlayStation 1, you would have been correct. They
changed the fucking... why?
Because when they spelled blow, they spelled it wrong. B-L-O. That's all that's there. There was a typo in the original PlayStation
So they, rather
version.
than add a W, they rewrote a line?
They rewrote the line to say, gives assistance freely to those who show their power. So sorry about that, Eric.
I do not feel like I should have been. I think your intent to deceive me was certainly not representative of all the tricks I played on you during the bonus Final Fantasy Dissidia episode.
Also, I tried really hard on that one. I was like, I'm going to get his ass this time.
You fucking got
him. I mugged a hyper wrist from this guy too, which I think is something that you can use to break down and make good stuff.
You also get his card when you beat him.
Of course you do.
And a trophy.
And 40 AP.
The generator is now destroyed. Bahamut speaks. Another path to your destiny awaits. You are indeed an interesting one, brimming with passion.
Wow. I am brimming with passion.
Is this our first Pat GF we can have a conversation with? Have the rest of them talked? Does Pandemonium have a mouth?
I don't think Pandemonium has a mouth. Doomtrain kind of spoke for a moment there.
Yeah, you're right. He did, but he doesn't like...
Ifrit spoke.
Yeah. And Doomtrain's like a lot. You can't like hang out with him, right? You can't go get a beer with Doomtrain. He's always a train.
I think there was another one. Did Cerberus talk? I think Cerberus talked.
Yeah, Cerberus talked.
Yeah.
All in caps though, so you don't want to have like a...
Yeah, not too much
conversations.
So before we move on, Eric, I have some Bahamut etymology and lore from the Phantom Wiki.
Oh, okay.
You want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay, Bahamut is an Arabic word, originated as an enormous whale, as they say, in ancient pre-Islamic Arabian mythology. Upon Bahamut's back stands a bull with 4,000 eyes, ears, noses, mouths, tongues, and feet. That's fucking sick.
It's way too many.
Between each of these is a distance of a 500-year journey. Also sick.
Sorry, between each eye is a 5,000-year...
500-year journey, yeah.
Between each... And there's... That's an enormous amount of... That's like...
This sounds like a Xenoblade game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is this in the Bionis?
I don't know. On the back of Kujuta, which is also this thing is called, is a mountain of ruby. Atop the mountain is an angel who carries 6 hells, earth, and 7 heavens on his shoulders.
I love religious lore.
It's so good. Another version of the Arabic story is that Bahamut is indeed a dragon and he stands on a whale called Liwash. Anyway, in modern times, the game that you may have heard of, Dungeons and Dragons, is perhaps, according to the wiki, responsible for reimagining Bahamut as the king of dragons, benevolent platinum dragon, the opposite of the malevolent Tiamat, which is also something that's in this game, the 5-headed chromatic queen of dragons. I just wanted to read all that because it was cool.
No, it sounds like something Godzilla would have to fight. I like it.
Thanks. Yeah, I love Bahamut.
Well, now that we've made him our friend, after this, you can't actually go on. You have to leave and go to the ship deck, talk to Irvine, and then come back down for the next part to be accessible.
Yeah, this threw me for a loop, Eric.
Uh-huh.
Because I was like, what in the hell? My game is bugged. I can't access the next part. What's going on?
I looked at a video and there was clearly like an accessible like plank.
Yeah,
that goes down. I'm like, I don't have that. How come that's not part of my bitmap?
Yes, my plank between 1 and Perdition is missing.
Yeah, that's exactly where it's from. And I Googled like, can't go down Deep Sea Research Center, and some GameFAQs post is like, you have to leave and come back.
I imagine probably going into a city and leaving probably resets it too. It seems like it's just, the game just needs something
you have to fly away. That's it.
Yeah,
the game has to like reset itself.
So anyway,
we climb down, each one of us eating the ass of the other.
Yeah.
It's a room under the sea. I wrote the deep ear. That certainly can't be right.
No.
With a cylindrical arrangement with windows that look out into open water. The party separates. Rinoa points to some mess of machinery and wonders what it is.
I haven't saved Rinoa yet. We haven't saved her. She's not here. There's no way she could be here.
Oh, I did this out of order.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I'm just being a dick.
Rinoa and my thoughts are here. I call selfie Rinoa because I've made her wear Rinoa's clothes because I kept them. Because that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
There's a terminal buried underneath the rubble. Is it still functional?
Yeah.
I wrote, it's speakeasy. What the fuck are my notes doing?
I don't know. Eventually this thing comes on, we get a system message or an error or something.
Level, energy system reserve, steam pressure at 20. Energy-wise, it is possible to reach the excavation site. Explain the situation, yes or no. I pick yes, and it explains this puzzle, and no, I'm not going to type all of that shit here.
Yeah.
Basically, you have to let steam shift pressure around to access different levels of this platform.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a pointless kind of puzzle. You just gotta like...
I don't understand it at all, but I did successfully navigate it.
Succeed those witches. It makes me put in 4.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I go down the first hole and find nothing, but now dolphins appear to be swimming on the glass outside. Every new hole you go down, there's new fish.
Yeah, there's anglerfish, there's dolphins, there's regular fish.
It's also important to, like Chris mentioned earlier, it's important you bring Zell, because Zell is the only way you can get to the bottom of this, literally.
I thought well, the fact that I read said that there's other things that you can do, maybe solve the puzzle correctly or something, but Zell will let you get in it it changes, yeah.
I'm not really sure what's happening. I keep doing 1 because saving this shit seems like a good idea. I keep getting into a lot of fights as the encounter rate here is high. I then take the coward's way off and turn off encounters. Blood 9 has a lanternfish. I reach the bottom. Anything else before we get to the bottom?
Before he starts punching shit?
Yeah, I get to the boiler room, just boring brown machinery. At some point, Zell offers to take care of the machinery. You can pick, I don't know if you can, or, well, Zell's pretty good with machinery. Squall tells Zell to go for it. Zell says, they call me the machine when it comes to mechanics. Leave it to me, baby.
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 He then walks over next to some controls.
He tinkers with some junk for a moment.
Squats down. Says, well, this must be it. Another similar sentences that do not inspire confidence.
No.
Suddenly, steam starts shooting everywhere. Zell begs us to let him think. He rushes over and pushes more buttons. Squall regrets asking him to do this. Zell resorts to punching it because he's good with machines, Chris.
Yeah.
And then the door to the ocean deposit room opens.
Yeah. Zell sticks his chest out and gloats.
He's very happy about this.
Squall says, so machine, meaning fighting machine.
Mm-hmm.
Then he thinks, well, as long as we're in. But, Squall made it funny.
He did.
Character growth.
But he did it to amuse himself, not anyone else.
Yes.
This leads to an underwater Roman city, but it's not underwater.
I call it underwater Fort Dragonia.
Okay. I think I had some Fort Dragonia illusions here later. I've got Tomb of the Sunken King from Dark Souls 2, maybe.
Yeah. I've never played Dark Souls 2, but I agree with you.
Fuck, really?
No, Eric, my Soulsian knowledge is relatively limited. I've played.
But you were here on the ground level. You played Demon Souls.
I played 30% of Demon Souls, 60% of Dark Souls, probably 20% of Bloodborne, and probably 40 or 50% of Sekiro.
No time like the present, Chris.
Yeah. Anyway.
I keep going down steps, down the depths. It's giving me like set encounters, even though I have encounters turned off.
Yes, there is fixed encounters. According to the FAQ I was following, the fixed encounter thing only happens if you take the Zell path. I don't know why. And
I thought without Zell, you couldn't have enough steam to get to like...
No, I think if you...
Because you have to have 10 by the time you get to the bottom of this saved.
I think Zell just breaks the puzzle for you.
Okay.
Like you can open the door without Zell, but you have to do whatever.
But your punishment is having to fight all this shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the way down, Eric, one of the forced battles is the Behemoth, the large hellhound type beast that has those little useless wings on the back of his shoulders.
I fought a bunch of those out in Esther.
I have an important question for you about the Behemoth.
Uh-huh.
Is the Behemoth a classic Final Fantasy monster? Because I've seen the Behemoth.
What's the definition of classic?
It means when you see it, you know it's from Final Fantasy, and that like if there was Final Fantasy racing kart game, which I think there's going to be anyway.
There's already been one.
Or there's a new one. Yeah. Well, if there was, you know what I mean. Like it would be in the game, like a Cactuar or a Moogle.
I mean, I do think so. Like there's behemoths in other games, but Final Fantasy's version of the behemoth is a very specific thing. It's like a Red 13 gone mutated times 10.
Now, I want to nominate its scan text for the worst scan in the game. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
Uses powerful magic, such as Meteor, a strong enemy that's hard to defeat.
That is a mail it in, man.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't know, right?
For sure. Also, I encountered the Iron Giant, which I think you can also encounter these.
Yeah, this is all semester stuff.
Around Esther. And I guess now's probably a good time to point out that after the Lunar Cry, the monsters in Esther are no longer bite bugs and stuff. They are hard-ass monsters. But the Iron Giant, I scanned this guy, this big old stonker. What is the birth of the word stonker, and why do I use it all the time? I really like the word, and I'm going to keep using it, but
FakeNet?
Initializing FakeNet.
Stonker is an informal British word, meaning something which is very large or impressive of its kind. A search of Crisp's Twitter history failed to show usage of the word, but he did use it on Discord last October to describe a Gundam model.
Iron Giant, hard to damage due to the steel armor. Doesn't use magic, but its sword causes significant damage. Another quite...
sword, yeah.
Mail it in. Yeah, great.
So then I finally make it to the bottom. It's an elevated stone platform in an underground lake. Machinery with a big red button next to it. There's also the noise of running water. I use the hidden save point.
Ooh, nice hidden save point.
I then use the machinery. I assign it the remaining 10 units. Squall wonders what was going on down here, and it resumes operation. Rinoa, who's selfie wearing Rinoa's clothes, has a bad feeling about this. Kista says they invested so much in this facility, there must be something here.
Yeah.
Then the machine spins. Squall wonders what's going on. Alarm sound. Text says that everyone but the leader must take shelter. It warns the player 3 times to take shelter. then summons a bonus alarm on top of the existing alarm.
Lots of alarms.
Squall notices the rocks are resonating. You never want that to happen. The air is heavy. A heart starts beating in the background.
In the background, you can see these like these tall like towers of lived-in homes.
Some Zeboim-ass shit.
Yeah,
I assumed that was like the on-site living facilities on the like the actual Battleship Island.
Yeah, maybe so. That was interesting.
Chris, now what music plays?
Well, it's only a planet between one perdition.
And now we're fighting. Oh shit! What are we fighting? What emerged from the depths?
It's the Ultima Weapon, aka the Ultimate Weapon.
Weapons as a Final Fantasy enemy was like integral to the story of VII, as these things that would emerge from the planet to protect the planet from the fucked up humans.
Yep.
And Ultima was the one in VII that flew around in the air. You had to run into it and you get Cloud's Ultimate Weapon, whatever. But this looks like similar to it. It appears to have Cloud's exact sword.
Yes, it has the sword. Yeah, I looked. It's like, whoa.
It's
cool.
The same thing, but it's got like 4 legs and it's purple. It's more of like it's got the centaur type shit.
Yeah, but the bottom half of the centaur also has a face.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's fucked.
So many faces.
Yeah, lots of faces. Also 4 toes. Oh, the face has exposed gums. That's one thing that I really noticed. Those gums were out there, man.
It's disgusting. My new strategy every time is to summon Doom Train because it just is like a meltdown type thing.
You just like it?
Yeah, I just love it. It's fun to see. I don't put the X3 thing on. I boost it. Like it's great. I love Doom Train.
Well, did you scan the Ultimate Weapon, Eric?
No, because I'd like to play this game with you, Chris.
Okay.
Why would I cheat this game?
Number 1.
It's got a lot of hit points, by the way.
Yeah. It has, according to scan, it has question mark.
I hate that shit. I hate scanning stuff to see how much I've got left, and it's question marks.
Yeah.
Waste my fucking time.
Scan. Number 1. The ultimate monster said to be a manifestation of dead GFs. Very difficult to defeat.
Obviously, you said dead Jesus.
Number 2. Created by the planet as a defense mechanism and released from its slumber in the northern crater.
That's got to be it.
Or number 3. The strongest ultimate monster. It's said to be impossible to defeat.
It's 1 or 3. I'm going to go with 1 because it's not the strongest ultimate monster.
That's wrong, Eric. It is the strongest ultimate monster.
It's fucking not. It is literally not in this game. There is a stronger monster in this game that you get a certificate for beating.
Cool.
Not even the strongest weapon in this game.
Well, Eric, I'll tell you what it does have that's great. Maybe not the best, but great.
Call up Richard or Alexander O. Smith. Figure out whose fault this is.
Oh, this was just some guys. It's got a good death exploding animation.
I'm just really upset about it. Yes, it does. You're listening to it right now, actually.
Yeah. And we get 2 good things.
Yeah, what's that?
2 good-ass things. We get the Eden card. Oh, yeah, we drew Eden from this, by the way.
Of course,
yes.
Right. Don't forget that.
Whew, don't forget, yeah. Wait, don't kill it yet. Stop.
You can also draw Ultima, by the way.
Yeah, this is maybe the only monster which you can do so.
I think you can max it out of, yeah.
Yeah, this is, I had a fucked up spell stock situation going on, and I could only draw it for 1 character. It was unfortunate. But this guy was still, I was trying to beat it straight up, so I didn't like cheat, so I didn't get a chance to draw Ultima that much. Because it was hard. Anyway, we got an Eden card as well, so congratulations on your next card towards your collection.
Yes, I love Eden. There's 2 things I want to say about it. One, rather than go through it, I copied the description from the way, like Eden is like the Knights of Round, like the final summon that you get for this game.
Mm-hmm.
When Eden is summoned, the screen blacks out. A blurry transmission of Eden's head and body plays, akin to a satellite wave telecommunication interference. Eden descends from the stars, its size eclipsing the opposition, casting an enormous shadow and parting the clouds in the atmosphere. Eden's energy barrier encroaches the foes into the GF's dimension. The entire planet transforms into an iridescent clockwork sphere and is used as a cannon, firing the foes off into space. As the beam reaches the nearby galaxy, the energy interferes with a stable black hole of the galaxy's bulge.
Jeez.
Eden's attack is known as Eternal Breath. Early in the summon animation, the celestial diagram floats in space, and I've read on the wiki this is taken directly from Safer Sephiroth's supernova animation in Final Fantasy VII.
Yes, I also have that. It is the Ptolemy celestial diagram.
Okay.
Yeah. Ptolemaic. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too.
I love when Eden is summoned, like it's like a blurry transmission thing, like someone's getting like secret cam footage of this weird fucked up creature coming out. It's still impossible to tell what exactly this is other than like angelic madness.
When you hear the term Eden, what's the first thing you think of?
Paradise, apple tree, blue skies, that last level in Folklore.
Man,
Folklore's fucking good,
what
dude.
What a good game.
We should nominate Folklore. Skip PS2, go right to PS3.
Anyway, so yes, you're right, Eric. When you think of Eden, you think of the Garden of Eden.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what's this fucking thing shaped like?
A dragon head, flying saucer paradise, angel.
That's in this game.
A garden? Are you telling
Yes.
me? I don't, dude, because they both have circles with trees? I don't think so. I mean, I see what you're getting into. I like the read, but I do not agree with like I mean, yeah, gardens also manifest violence. I guess that does too.
The oval disc. It's the rotating oval discs around the back of both Eden and the gardens.
Doom Train could be a rotating oval disc if it wanted to.
I think it's there. Eric.
Anyway, as far as like how you one up the Knights of the Round and King Arthur coming out to slash your ass, like you wanted the ultimate at this. It didn't matter how this is someone's like aggressive drawing in their sketchbook fantasy of what the ultimate summon could be. Like, how do we one up Supernova, the secret Final Fantasy VII summon?
Yeah,
like
it's great.
Chris, what is the?
Hold on a minute.
Okay,
I have some more headcanon here.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so Dr. Odin, Dr. Odine,
Dr. Eden.
He was doing some GF research. He discovered Eden, and who built the gardens, Eric?
Esther.
Yeah. See. So
he discovered Eden, and then like was inspired to make. But only our garden kind of has like the color patterns of the rest. The rest, like fucking Galbadia flies perpendicular. Like
they all have
45 degree angle.
All have the fucking thing, man. Well, I mean, Balam Garden was the first one.
They added the halo to Balam Garden as like a last minute thing. You can't convince me that. All right, it's fine.
It's built into the DNA of all humans, Eric. Just like
so is murder.
Just like being just like fear in the Gazel Ministry. It's part of your limiter. The most powerful thing you can think of is this fucking thing. That's why they try to make the most powerful war schools look like just like it.
Eden is the most powerful thing I can think of.
Exactly.
Are you finished with your headcanon? May I?
No, I'm going to keep... No, I'm
done. Keep going.
Yeah.
Tell me about what's your power rank the GFs.
Eden.
Siren's last, right? Okay. So what's the best ability that Eden allows you to have?
Status, speed, J.
Devour.
Oh yeah, what's Devour do? I forgot.
You walk up and you eat your enemy, and I think it permanently boosts your stats. Fake net, check that for me.
Initializing fake net.
Depending on the particular enemy and its level, the character may gain stats, recover, lose HP, or be inflicted with negative status effects. A successful Devour can be rare, especially in regards to stat raising effects. It is recommended an enemy be weakened before attempting Devour. With Devour, it is possible, although extremely time-consuming, to max nearly all stats.
But you don't actually get to see them meet the enemy. Do you know what happens?
No.
It cuts. It says censored, and then it shows like a field of flowers or like fish swimming around. It cuts away from it because it's too hot for TV. And then it cuts back after they've finished devouring their prey.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Selfie should be the only person allowed to use it.
Yes, I agree with that. Good job.
Well, that's all I got for the Deep Sea Research Center, Chris.
Yeah.
Shumi Village.
Yeah, let's go there. We have to go check in on the tie up the loose end of the statue story, right?
Yes, before that, though, we have to pay 5,000 gil to draw some Ultima.
Of course, yes. Unless we fully stocked up on the Ultima Weapon.
I went in to see the Elder first. He says nothing, just spits dots. Artisan's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the workroom. First off, this was during my village exploration thing. I forgot that you had to finish this. I was just seeing what was up.
Oh, yeah. Nice surprise. Yeah.
The statue of Laguna is done, and a Moomba is dancing on its head.
Yeah, and I don't think I noticed this before, but it literally is a statue of the man with the machine gun. Like he's holding the machine gun up in the air.
The man with the machine gun.
It's awesome.
Artisan says it's fine work. The Elder's attendant, who, as we recall, was banished here by the Elder as like punishment for not taking his job seriously or some shit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to teach him a lesson.
Yeah. He says they can go show to the Elder. Now, the sculptor says the Elder's here. Okay, what?
They're here.
Yeah.
Who else is here?
I try to leave, and the Elder is here with the fisherman, the master fisherman from FH.
MF from FH. You all right?
Yeah, you just titled the episode, I think. The Elder says it's finally finished. Master Fisherman says, how come we didn't do that? Is that new? Have we thought of that before?
What, MF?
The MF from FH?
We didn't say MF from FH, but I did say MF during I think the Fisherman's Horizon episode, one of them is called the MF.
Fuck.
Or this MF, I think.
They did a good job. They wrapped up one thing. The Elder flaps his flappy hands and thanks the Master Fisherman, suggesting we couldn't have done it without his help. MF thinks it's cool as long as he can use the pond. For some reason, I'm not getting that, and then in the text blinks yellow, feeling of completion.
Yeah.
He couldn't come, Chris. Good thing I prepared this tune. It then plays the Irish jig.
Yes.
It's the mixed in notes that you were like the other alternate song you could play during the Garden concert.
The one that's
which
actually
we
on
played like half of.
Yeah. It's playing the actual one that's on the soundtrack.
Yes.
Or not the
fucked up thing that we played.
Yeah.
Artisan thinks the outside world, though, Chris, has other appeal. An Elder's attendant doesn't say shit.
I realized later why the MF knows this song.
Because we left the notes? Or because it's
because he's heard it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but for a moment I was wondering if he was really Wembley Donner.
He's too old, sir.
Yeah. The timeline doesn't work out.
This is diegetic. The sculptor thinks this tune sounds wonderful. The elder thanks me and says they could not have done it without my help.
Squall doesn't give a shit about the song, but he wonders if maybe he should be getting back to FH, he being the Master Fisherman. By the way, the Master Fisherman is, I think, the only person in this game besides Rinoa that Squall cares about. Like he seems to really have a connection.
He's got his
with
respect.
Him. Yeah. He says Squall wonders if maybe the people of FH are getting worried since the Master Fisherman's have been gone for a disc. MF says he doesn't know why he came here, boy, but probably curiosity more than anything. He says, quote, "For some reason, I had to see this statue. I'm not into ceramics or this Laguna fella. I just had to come see it. Couldn't resist the urge. You'll understand when you get my age. It's important to act on your urges, especially at my age, since they're so rare."
He's talking about boners, right?
Well, at first I was, yes, he's talking, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he is, but let's pretend for a moment that we're not.
He's just talking about whims and not settling
Children,
into your habits.
like have we reached that age yet? When do I want to be that age? Where I have to go check something out.
I mean, as you get older, you start retreating into safety and security and not wanting to go out and do shit and just relying on familiar comforts like the fucking PlayStation 5, right? Like, why do I need to leave and go do this thing at somebody's house when I can stay home and play fucking Shin Megami Tensei 5?
When does it reverse?
When you start contemplating your own mortality.
Okay.
When you start staring
down.
Well,
that lines up with this man.
Yeah,
right?
He's getting old.
Yeah, he's getting old. He's been through a lot. He's one of the exiles from Eshtar, so he's lived a life. Okay.
After this, the elder walks back and tells everybody it's a job well done. All the Shumis leave. The Master Fisherman leaves. As he goes, Squall turns around and asks the old man if he's going to tell him where FH comes from. MF turns around and says, "What?" Then laughs and he says, "Some other time, boy." Squall says he's looking forward to it. Chris,
which again, with Squall saying that, is an additional sign of Squall's respect for him. Because anybody else, he'd been like, "You fucking
why just tell me, dude? You're gonna walk all the way back there? It's through the snow." Do you think Master Fisherman rented a car or like chartered this seed shit? Like, it's far away.
Yeah, good question. I mean, yeah.
The elder says he wants to speak to his attendant in private and asks them to be excused. When I go back outside, the Shumi village music is now the Irish jig.
Yeah.
There's a full life draw point where Master Fisherman was sitting. I try and leave the screen, but then it goes back into the workshop. Attendant asks the elder if he remembers 17 years ago. Chris.
I love 17 years ago lore.
Me too.
I was so excited to get this.
The elder replies, "How can I forget?" Attendant says, "He just barged into our village without warning. It shocked everyone." We're talking about Laguna.
Yeah.
Elder says, "Remember, you were convinced that he was a bandit." Attendant would say, "Oh, please don't bring that up." Attendant took it back right away. He was an incredible man. Everything he did and said was amazing, but his strong eyes told it all. The elder then notes that the attendant has praised him many times. Attendant says, "At first, attendant wanted to evolve quickly and be of some use to you, but 10 years have passed already. Now attendant wishes to, well," then elder stops him. He thinks he understands, but attendant goes on. "Attendant can't imagine becoming an elder. Attendant has caused nothing but trouble to you." The elder says, like, perhaps it's time for us to evolve inward as well as outward, Chris. Change your soul and your mind as well as your body.
Go to therapy.
Attendant wonders why he had to help make this statue and now his heart is set on becoming an elder. The elder says, "I see." Attendant spits periods. What the fuck? Fragments of memories plays and the screen turns red.
Yeah,
17 years ago.
Yeah, we get to see Laguna again.
This ghost appears on screen.
Yeah,
it's like a flashback they're witnessing and thinking about.
Yeah, Elder it's a neat effect how they do this, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll see it play out. But the Elder says to Laguna, "I guess this will be your final visit here. This is our workshop, the heart and soul of our village."
Laguna, by the way, khakis and blue jacket.
Yeah, his traditional outfit. Laguna puts his hands on his hips and sticks his chest out. I haven't seen this yet. It's nice, just as I imagine it. He takes a few steps and thanks the Elder and says that he owes him a lot. The Elder says not at all. It is unfortunate that we must part. Then the Moomba runs in.
Hell yeah.
I think this is the Moomba that Laguna taught how to smoke. He runs in and Laguna pets it, asking it if it has learned any words. It fist pumps and says, Laguna.
Hell yeah.
Remember the prison scene where all the Moombas said Laguna, Laguna, Laguna?
That in our prison scene with Squall.
Yes, exactly. Laguna can't believe this shit.
I love the idea of it being contagious. Like they just teach the other ones to say Laguna.
Yeah. That's it. After all I taught you. The attendant envies those who walk in freedom, meaning Laguna. He says, quote, the outside world is amazing. Laguna wonders what is wrong with this place.
Yeah, it looks great here.
Yeah. Attendant says that it's like a fixed world. Our lives and destinies are fixed. You despise that kind of life, don't you? He asks Laguna. Laguna doesn't know what to say. He says, quote, pretty sharp. I don't know what to say. This is after Windhill.
After Windhill, before Esther.
Yes, he's on the way. He's trying to get to Esther. Yeah. Probably after he, sometime during the journeys when he was filming movies and writing magazine articles.
This was after filming the movie, I think, too.
Probably was, yeah. When they saw that, well, we know now is they saw Lunatic Pandora off the distance when that dragon one ended. So I think probably somewhere between that and here is when he wound up in Shumi Village. Knowing this is after Windhill, Laguna, he probably actually is conflicted about the statement about the fixed world because he left a similar environment, right? He was in Windhill. He could have stayed there, but
but external forces drove him out.
Yeah, he had to leave, but like he remembers that life, and it's like he could be about that life. Didn't mean to say about that life, but I said about that life. What the fuck?
Could have been.
He even got rescued by the Shumi in the same way that he got rescued in Windhill. Like he was fucked up and passed out, and somebody rescued him and put him in a bed and fixed him up. Attendant then goes up to Elder. But sir, you don't deny the fact that things are changing, and that many are starting to look elsewhere. Like NORG. That's not what he said, but that would have been a good NORG drop.
The Elder then waves his flappy hands.
Yeah. He says, as long as you are here, you must abide by your fate. They wobble their hands like they are arguing or they are like fucking, what are those guys called?
Conductors?
The Island Boys. I never turned the volume on, so I don't know what it is.
Did one of them get milkshake ducked recently?
Oh, I have no idea. Okay. I don't want to know what they sound like.
You haven't heard the
No. I've just seen the muted videos.
God, dude.
Don't put that in the podcast.
No, we're not going to honor the Island Boys.
Stop it. Stop doing this.
Sorry. I don't even live on an island. Laguna turns around to face the Moomba, then says, what? You want me to stop them? It shakes its tail. Laguna counters, not their business. What? But I don't want to. My duty? Okay, fine. So
this is how I speak with my Pokemon, by the way.
I was going to say, does Laguna speak Moomba? Can anyone else?
No. He can feel what the Moomba is feeling. You know how people who say I'm an empath are fucking assholes?
Yeah, most of the time.
Laguna's not an asshole, but he can actually, understand the feelings of those around him.
Well, kind of. He also just disregards them most of the time. I mean, I don't know that he's apologized to Ward yet for removing his ability to speak.
He communicates better with Pokemon than he does people.
Okay, right, yeah.
Ash Ketchum, for that matter.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
MMHMM.
Yep.
I have more empathy for my cat than I do any human I meet every day.
Yep. Moomba then convinces Laguna that it's his duty to stop them. Laguna then asks the Shumi if they can all just get along.
Yeah, the Rodney King quote.
Yeah, which you shouldn't use that for laughs.
They do nothing. Laguna tries the Ryan Leaf quote next. Guys, knock it off. Laguna then says he's going with plan B, the Megatron. Laguna takes a knee and says, please stop, I beg of you. For me, please. Laguna then does the Wayne's World we're not worthy thing.
Yeah.
The Elder finally notices him and says, what? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm so embarrassed. Please stop. Stand up. So even like these masters of decorum can sometimes get carried away.
Yeah.
Laguna stands up and says, I don't know. I'm sure you'll find an answer as time passes. Besides, what's the most important thing? Chris?
It's heart.
Heart. If you don't have heart, it doesn't matter where you are. Heart's what brings people together. At least that's what I read. The Elder then tells the attendant to turn and face me. He turned his back when Laguna started begging, by the way, like the attendant couldn't look at this shit. But attendant refuses. Sculptor, who has been here the whole time, speaks and says, Sculptor is going to take a picture now of this memorable day. Are you ready? Hello? Can you hear me? Do they have cameras?
They have elevators down to their geofront.
Yeah, that's a good point. And they have TV in there too. All right. Yeah. Fucking geofront. Central Dogma's down here. Laguna gets close to them and starts screaming about big smiles. He poses with them. The attendant with his back turns. The camera flashes. Do you have any tricks you do when strangers ask you to take their picture?
No, I need some.
You want to borrow mine? I used mine yesterday at the park.
Yeah.
You when you take their picture, you say, "Okay, let's go on 17," and then you count all the way up slowly, so they just start getting weird, and then you take pictures the whole time, but you don't tell them.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like any tricks to like get out of that, out of it.
Oh, out of stop. Yeah, cough on their hands. Attendant says it was a short time, but attendant had fun. Elder says indeed. Then the ghosts of Laguna and the Moomba fade away. Elder says, you still have time before your evolution? Do you wish to go see him? Him being Laguna, right?
Yeah.
Attendant replies, of course. Attendant wishes to work by his side, to show him how we've changed, to see Master Laguna again, but as the next elder in line, attendant should not be harboring such thoughts. The elder can't believe this shit and starts to step away, but then he turns to speak. Don't get ahead of yourself. You still have much to do here before your eldership, and then he leaves. The attendant sighs and says, please don't remind me. He then begs the elder to wait and leave. So is the attendant just been like given like implicit permission to go say hello to Laguna?
I think so. Like, and I think that's a big deal because, you know, the elder of the Shumi would not let his attendant go out to meet just anybody, right?
But
like,
yeah.
because Laguna has had a profound effect on them.
And he's like
but
also
part of
rewarding
the
his attendant for seeing the job through and actually finishing this fucking statue after 17 years.
Yeah.
It cuts to the Laguna statue with the Moomba on it. We get a dialogue box with yellow text as the elder attendant's voice. Then it quotes what attendant said about wanting to work by Laguna's side and showing him how they changed. It then says Shumi's and Master Laguna. Then it cuts to the gang getting back on the elevator.
Yeah. That's one of those like Moomba dolls that Grease Monkey had, right? That records conversations.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It was used in the artisan in the Grease Monkey side quest. And I think the implication here is like one day Laguna is going to hear this conversation.
Oh, I see.
Like,
yeah,
it's been recorded, and like maybe if he doesn't see him, maybe one day this thing will come across Laguna's desk.
Did you go back down?
No. Yeah, I did. I don't think there's anything else down there, is there?
There's something. The elder has more dialogue.
Oh, okay. I did not then.
You go to the elder, and he says, "Our lives are so different. You live in freedom. We live in confinement. You move forward to pursue your destiny. We stand still to preserve our destiny. Yet, despite our different natures, we have come to understand each other. We understand each other's thoughts and hearts. If only NORG had realized this."
Oh, more NORG lore.
If you talk to him again, he just repeats the NORG line.
Oh.
If only NORG had realized this.
Cool. So we did find at least a couple of pieces of evidence that NORG actually exists.
Yeah.
You know?
More than we thought when we first played.
There was somebody in Fisherman's Horizon who knew about him, and then this here.
I'm always stuck with stuff like this between wishing there were more and being content with the morsels that it gives me, because you don't want games to over-explain shit either.
Yeah, yeah. I think especially with Laguna and how this entire game treats Laguna, whether this is intentional or not, like the game never goes all the way in terms of...
Never goes full Laguna.
It never tells us what full Laguna is. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like, these are his best performances of his life, or this is just, I think it's just supposed to be implied this is just every day for this guy. This
is who he is, but how do you describe that? Like, remember when we scanned him and was like a charismatic and kind, but I think but there's one more word there, and I don't think that word exists in the English language.
You know how we've talked about local, like, recurring NPCs?
Mm-hmm.
Like in our example, whatever episode it goes, like a local town, like let's say we live in a suburb of a larger city with maybe, I don't know, like 5,000 people live in J-Town.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I couldn't even.
It's
but
probably
like,
more than that.
Everyone knows one or two guys that are always around town, right? Laguna just happens to be that for the whole planet somehow.
Yeah, good point.
Like he's just like, he's the Big Joe of the world, but he's actually an integral character as opposed to just this jagoff from 4,000 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Let's consult the RealNet.
Initializing RealNet.
Fucking those were words out of your mouth.
Panda Pajama 17 says, imagine being commissioned to draw a metal as fuck hell train on a card. What a job.
Yeah. In universe, and then the actual artist that had to do that.
Shy Guy 32 says, Odin found a GF ? Somehow that's the hardest thing to believe in this game. I don't think he actually drew a GF from something. I think he discovered the concept.
Yeah, because GF was, as far as I know, I'm trying to reach back into the lore, like an equivalent of giving sorceress-like powers to the common man by junctioning to these legends of myth, right? because that allows drawing and the practice of magic and all that. As long as you're junctioned, you have these abilities.
Yes.
And the sorceress will have all of them because she's the fucking sorceress, but you can get like a taste.
Yes. And the paramagic is part of the bridge between the magical and the technological, I think.
I wish they would have tied the amnesia into, I mean, I guess it is globally tied into GF, but like when you assume the role of the sorceress, the magic is so strong, it just pulls your memories out. And like even sampling that is like a monkey's paw type thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Bahamut says.
Bahamut's here.
Shy Guy 32 says, Bahamut, king of all girlfriends. What a king. Telephone Ghost says, what a king. Great. My friend Dragon Zord says, I remember hearing some game refer to Cerberus with the pronunciation of Kerberos.
Oh, dear.
And I'm saddened. My friend Dragon Zord says, Selfie is the best Rinoa. Cal L says, Selfie is the best, period.
Woohoo!
Telephone Ghost says, hidden dialogue decisions, hidden forced encounters, hidden save points. I'm noticing a theme here. It's, please buy our gamer guide for $29.99.
I mean, that didn't really, I bought that guide when I got, or my mom picked up my did I already say this story? My mom picked up my pre-order for me, and she came home with the guide because the guy upsold her on it.
Oh,
and I was like, Mom, I don't know. Like, it was such a nice gesture, but I didn't want the game spoiled for me, so I threw it in my closet. I still have it.
My friend Dragonzor says, Eden in Final Fantasy XIV looks just like this, but also a giant ship you can fly around and spread energy to parts of the planet.
Of course, Eden is in 14. Did you know Eden was in 14? I guess what's not in 14?
No, I assume everything is in 14. Shy Guy 32 says that there's a great fan comic of Squall's PTSD from seeing Quistis use Devour.
Yeah, what'd you do if your lady friend ate a fucking ruby dragon?
Shy Guy 32 says Laguna generally seems to be way better with kids and animals than actual adults. Which, yeah, he's one of those. I always gravitate towards the children and animals whenever I'm at like a thing.
Yeah, when I'm at a function and I don't know a lot of people, you find the dog and just start petting the dog, then hope the dog lays on you so you can't get up.
Yeah. My friend Dragonzord describes Laguna as the Big Joe of FF8, which kind of, I mean, he has more of a hand in the machinations of the plot, but he is well traveled. And that's all for the Real Net to this time. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on December 3rd, 2021. Thanks, Mark, for the music.
I think that's it. I think you got to end on top.
Find us on Twitter at RetroAmnesiaPod. Also, on YouTube. You can listen to it on YouTube, this podcast. If you like us, tell a friend, and support us on Patreon at patreon.com/RetroAM and get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, voting rights for our next series, and access to the Real Net on Discord, email, podcast at retrogradeamnesia.com. Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will apply cornbread stickers to our water bottles.
And now you may go back to sleep. You trace a video game with your laptop.
What we do. What are we doing if not tracing something and providing our own spin?
We are tracing video games.
We're tracing a fucking video game.
It's true.
God damn it. He handed me this and I looked at Brooke and I went,
yeah. Yeah. He had a thing, a list of acts of kindness he must perform.
Oh, then that's bullshit. I thought he just did it because he was going to be kind. I didn't know it was...
No, well, he made it for you. He could have made it for anybody.
Okay.
You're the next person he was going to see. So I told him to draw a picture. It was my idea.
This somehow cheapens it.
Yeah. Well, he did it, though. I did not expect him to do it. When I walked up there a second ago, he was like, hey, I made this.
He says, I like Sonic 2. Did he mean the sequel 2 or TOO?
No, he doesn't know his forms of 2 yet.
But Sonic 2 is like a Sonic 2, what
he also,
he also likes Sonic? Is that what this means?
Yes, I said draw a picture for Eric. I said he likes Sonic.
I would appreciate it if you don't out me to our friends and peers as a Sonic fan.
I like Sonic, Eric.
You can't tell people that, Chris.
I can tell people I like Sonic.
Okay.
You just got to make sure you say classic Sonic.
Potbelly Sonic.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's start the fucking podcast.
There are rules, quick. Go to the pub. The pub, fucking...
well, before we... ask me that again in a second.
1 second. What music do we get, Chris?
Folklore's great.
God damn it.
More people should play Folklore.
More people should play Folklore. That should be part of Sony's new service thing. It's probably out now.
Can we just think about folklore for a while?
Yeah, dude, I love folklore. 6-axis control, you would draw people out of them, you would draw enemies out, and then you would move it back and forth to shake their shit out. And it was like the only cool 6-axis thing ever. It was a Pokemon game for like rich textured adults like us. Keats and Ellen, what else do you remember about folklore?
I think there is no game that both you and I have the like extreme high reverence for, like this kind of, I don't know if it's a hidden gem, but this like lost legacy of an old game that most people haven't heard of. In terms of both of our opinions matching up exactly, that might be the game right there.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, it was part of Sony's 2007 PS3 first party cry for help with like fucking Heavenly Sword and Uncharted 1.
Great game. Anyway,
man, play folklore.
Yeah.
It was called Folk Soul in Japan. How much better is that shit? When I played it at E3, it was called Folk Soul. They didn't call it folklore yet.
Oh, Folk Soul's better. But folklore works.
Lair came out that year.
Fuck. Little did you know folklore was going to be way better than Lair. All right, let's read the outro now. Thanks, RealNet. Thanks, RealNet. Thank you, RealNet.
You like Castlevania, don't you?